Good morning, New Eden. Today is March 26, 2023, and this is the Federation Frontline Report. I'm your host, Frozen Fallout, and my co-host is Samson.
Good morning, New Eden. It's been a while. I look like crap, but I feel much better now that I'm on here and drinking. And we were killing people. We were shooting nerds today. So
Yeah, we got in a quick kill on that rapier, and then we
poor bastard.
took out the.
He had 30 seconds left on his Sino.
Yeah, he came through. We thought he was gonna drop on us, and then he Sino'd up at the station, and we debated about it for a hot minute, and we were like, should we?
4 minutes and 25 seconds.
We were like, I don't know. Fuck it, why not? Let's do it.
5 seconds to warp over there, so he had 30 seconds left on his Sino. Alice Winfield, hey, how's it going? They say,
Hey.
Good morning, Viet Eden.
Viet Eden.
But yeah, and then that poor bastard in a Vexor, I saw him pop into local, and I'd never seen his name before. I looked at the name of his ship, and I said, I hope he's autopiloting, because he was very, usually noobs autopilot, especially through our system. This is right next to HiSec. That's Evanger, by the way. It's a dangerous place. And he autopiloted right into us.
Yeah,
Smashed.
I'm not sure why he was. If he was not autopiloting, he would have been fine.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, it just went through, because we're not going to jump into HiSec to gank you.
Right.
not in those ships. Those aren't those types of ganking ships.
Right. Yep. So let's take a look at just talk about what happened on Wednesday night. So we actually got a bunch of good little kills over on Wednesday night.
Yeah, we had a gate camp.
Yeah,
we had a gate camp in which a snuffed Sino flew through and didn't drop on us.
Yeah, that's.
I'm not saying that redeems snuff in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that it was unusual. That's just not a rare. It's a much more common occurrence for them to drop on us. But yeah, we did a little gate camp. I don't think we were streaming though.
No, we didn't do any streaming on that night.
I don't think we stream gate camps anymore, but because it's ridiculous. But yeah, we had some good kills. We got a couple of ruptures. We got a couple of other decent kills. That was fun. It was nice to just chill on the gate for a while, and it seems like all the oldies, all the old salts that were hanging with us prefer gate camping sometimes, just chill.
Yeah, and we also got that right away at the beginning of the day. Me and you got that ENI, the Obscure Navy issue. So we saw him inside of a Plex
right when we started. Yeah, and he said we're probably gonna die, but let's try it. And we went inside and we fought him, and you went down, but we had him caught after that. And then I just kited him until he died. And I did get too close, actually. I flew too close to the sun at one point, and he almost killed me because I got too close.
Yeah, that was you were running low on fuel, and you got to it was two stabbers, and so I knew he was going to catch one of us, but I didn't think he could catch both of us. So if one of us was able to get outside of his range and then kite him, and we deal out enough damage in the beginning that he's not able to rep through it, I thought we'd have a chance, and that's exactly what happened. Is that I got caught. I should have done a little bit better. I might have been able to get.
I got caught too, though.
But yeah, you should have been.
I should have done better with that.
Be a little bit more careful with.
I got caught. I think I slowed down a little bit.
Turned off your micro warp drive, and then
I turned off my micro warp drive, and he was on me, and but I was at 20% struck. He asked, he was like, "What was your structure at?" I said 20%. After he went down, just barely, it was right at the fucking end of that. Barely survived. It was fun though, and a great kill to start that night.
Yeah, really good start off to that night. And then the ruptures that we caught over in Negamenon, that was some we had some questions of whether or not we should or shouldn't to a small degree, just because there was a lot of squid activity that was going on during those times.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, what's going, because there was like battlefields I think that were going on and stuff like that as well. And so we were like, let's try and catch people that are trying to make it to this thing, because the big thing about like, if you're in a big fleet and you're trying to catch up, that's like the most dangerous time in eVOP.
Yeah, just catch a couple at the end and boop, pop them.
Because nobody's gonna come back to help you. They're like, you were
you die quietly.
Yep, just die. You got
are
caught.
to die quietly at that point. You got caught by those dumbass pirates on their gate camp.
Yep.
Privateers we prefer.
Yep. Yeah, no, it was a good night, and then yeah, I had some like killing that I kind of did. I've been kind of hanging out with Sedition lately. Young Puke has been, doing a bunch of fleets, like standing fleets, and ever since Enlistment kind of came, it seems like he's kind of taking over the like standing fleet stuff, where like he's always got a standing fleet going, and it's filled with like 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 people sometimes. Enlistment has been good for that, and I think that that's something that we're going to be getting to later today. So we're going to be introducing a new kind of tradition here, though. Before that, though, did you have anything you wanted to talk about what you did over the week besides Wednesday night?
No, I just want to say I want to shout out to iSteve, because we made him famous. I mean, infamous. After he joined up with Golden Age Stories. I mean, this may be propaganda, this may be a recruitment here, but yeah, everybody knows who iSteve is now. He said this himself. He didn't have that until after he joined us. So, and keep killing out there, Steve. We love seeing them kill mails come in, and it's nice to know that somebody's watching the gate when I'm away.
Yeah, we've got Yvangir locked down pretty well. We really, I see every once in a great while there might be somebody else gate camping, but really
that's rare.
It's mainly us that like.
Because I'm gonna show up and blow them up if they are.
I love the idea of living and hanging out in Yvangir for the rest of my life, because it's just one jump from low sec or from high sec. It's easy to get to from Jitta. It's easy to get to from Dodixie, and you can hang out in low sec, get easy access to the war
and nobody
zone.
really gate camped it that hard before, and
and squids come through there, and
yeah, you'll get the occasional squid coming through there,
and it's not faction warfare, so it's a little bit quieter. It's like it's got mission runners that'll come through and stuff like that, people who don't quite understand, and it's not quite faction warfare space, so it has like this special little like economy economy that kind of goes on in there, or just the way that it kind of exists is in the special kind of state. I like Yvangir a lot.
Yeah, and it's also right next door to Hedeli's, which has the Galmil HQ and its own market that's trying to keep pretty well stocked to rival Jitta, or at least keep you don't always have to go to Jitta to get stuff.
Right. Yep. That's really nice. Yeah. It's a lot of the times it's like I've lost like a bunch of drones, or I need more nanite paste, or
I usually need more nanites or
I need
drones, or
change out a module that if I could change it to this module, I could do this. Or somebody needs a module or something like that. It's like right next door, along the way that we're going to be going. You can get stuff. You can build stuff in Yvangir, and the build cost is really low because nobody builds stuff in Yvangir. So I've been doing a little bit of building in Yvangir, which is nice, and
we'll make our own ships.
But there's not like mass production going on there, so it doesn't raise that industrial index to make.
There's definitely a lot of shipping going through there.
Yeah, a lot of shipping. Lots of Sinos to blow up, and risk.
Lots of Sinos to blow up.
Like that's the rapier that we got. We definitely could have had some issues.
I figured. I felt it was about a 75. It was like a 25% chance that he was going to drop some Black Ops on us. So I was like, let's do it. It's worth it. Let's try.
All right, let's go ahead though, and we're gonna get into a new tradition here and talk about. We're gonna do a go over of the kill board for the Federation Frontline every beginning of our episodes, just to kind of highlight some of our members and give shout outs. Just kind of look at what. Let's do a report on the Federation Frontline, and then we'll get into some of the other stuff that we'll be talking about in this episode. So let's go ahead and pull that up. Okay, so general overview of the Federation Frontline. About like 48 members. We have had thousands of ship kills, losses. So 6,000 ship kills, 6,009 actually. 2,559 losses in our all-time. And we do have like 383 billion ISK worth of damage that we've done. And we have had a decent amount of loss. What was our losses on that? Go back up. 290 billion ISK worth of losses. So I know that's we were just talking about iSteve. iSteve loves to fly blingy and has put, I think, a good amount of. I mean, it's definitely not all of it, or even I would say maybe 50%. Even
50%.
Feels like he's gone through like 150.
But he's also at the top of the kill board right now, so he's contributing. So it's okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If he wants to get blingy ship blown up, all the power to him. Because he's getting lots of kills with them too, and he's having a lot of fun. It's just getting dropped by. Usually he gets dropped by like big ass.
Rev.
Yeah, and so 1-on-1, usually people are not taking him down. Like, and even then. It's just fun times. Yeah, and he's got some blingy ass shit that'll fuck you up. He knows what he's doing. He finds his targets. So in the last week, we have had 10 characters that have hit our top kill or our kill board. We've had a total of 150 kills and losses. So if you combined our losses and our kills, we've had about 152. What's if you scroll down just to corporation a little bit here, so we've had 129 of that as kills in the last week. So Gwen, tell us, what is the top 10 of the Federation Frontline?
Currently in the Federation Frontline, we have Steve Taylor at the very top of our kill board with 50 kills. That's our Stevie boy. He is always on the gate, the Evangir gate, or the Charm gate in Evangir. And Tricus Catalan, 25, second place, a new recruit with 25 kills. Not relatively new compared to others, but it's been a little while. It's been a few weeks at least, I think.
Yeah,
maybe a month.
Maybe about a month or so. They've been racking in the kills.
Racking in the kills, yeah, absolutely. And Gwen in third place. We don't need to talk about her. Frozen Fallout, fourth place with 16 kills. Mango Pizza, 11. Auriga, 353 with 10. Simple Matters, 9. Z-Drone with 4. Z-Drone's, he's got other things to do. Korabase,
taking a little break right now, I believe.
Alkscow, 3, and Jan Nunn with 2. Jan's wrapping up the top 10, so nice.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at the top 10 ships that we use. So what does the Federation Frontline use out there?
No big surprise there.
Yeah, the Gnosis, top of the kill board, 69 kills.
Noise.
That's so cool. Yeah! Whoa! That's awesome. So we've got the Thrasher Fleet issue, and I know that coming in second place with 10 of our kills coming from the Thrasher Fleet issue, And I know our new recruit is been flying around in Thrasher Fleet issues quite a bit.
Yeah, so it's probably a lot of track. Yeah.
Then we've got the Executor Navy issue at 10 kills.
Triacus.
The Arbitrator, which I haven't seen people using that very much.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't dig into every kill like when I see it come through. I always kind of look at.
But now it's what we're doing right now. This is we're catching up.
Yeah. We've got the Federation Navy Comet, of course, coming in and 5th place with 8 kills. The Courser at 8 kills. Good little destroyer to take out on fleets. I don't believe those are solo kills. Usually, I think those are fleet kills more than anything. Courser can be a solo killer, though.
It's more of a DPS boat that's paper thin.
Yep.
Just think about anything else. This destroyers. It's destroyers in general.
Kind of what destroyers do. They can be good for solo PvP, but they usually get beat up around by the Navy ships. They just are able to withstand the DPS long enough to beat them apart. And then we've got the Scythe Fleet issue. I took out the Scythe Fleet issue. Got some kills with Sedition.
Nice.
We've got an Atron that making it in at the 7th place. Eighth place is the Atron. The Celestis coming in. Actually, all of these tied for 8th. The Celestis coming in at 3. Well, there's been some long-range fights that have been going on. Celestis is a great ship.
Damps.
Yep. So great ship to have on the when you're fighting in like 80, 90 kilometers, you dampen people out.
Can damp people.
Really effective. And then of course the Capsule. 3 people died but still got on a kill in the last week.
Nice.
So Samson, why don't you just give us the weather report in the different areas where we've been creating storms.
So the top systems here we have Evangir. It's a pretty dangerous place. There's a lot of Hurricane Steves and Gwens going through there. 61 kills in Evangir, 42 in Devon, 9 in Agamemnon, 6 in Onasaiken, 5 in Abune, however you want to pronounce it, 4 in Fliet, 1 in Abenal, and 1 in Renarel.
Yeah, so it makes sense, our home system. And then, of course, Devon has been heating up a huge amount.
Yeah, we'll take fleets out to go out into the battlefield to the fronts, and that's where a front currently is.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about Devon a little bit later on in the show here. So yeah, that's a good little breakdown of what we've been doing in the last week in the Federation front line. So if you want to try and make the news, break our top 10, and you'll get a mention on our show. Of course, for the Federation frontline, but of course,
you have to join our alliance first.
Yeah. For that. So let's go ahead and move on over to talking about what we're going to be talking about this week. So, what is the main topics that we're going to be having here? So we have the Frigate Free For All, the FF4A that took place. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to be going over the Enlistment, how that is affecting things, what we've been seeing about it, and just, our general thoughts, opinions, and, ways that we think we might want to improve it. And how is it, just affecting the game right now. And we also are going to be talking about the Galmil killboard and what's been taking place for Galmil in the last week. We know that there's going to be a drop of some corporations and alliances that were definitely in the Minmatar war zone, but we're getting Galente LP, and we're part of the Galente, and we're not actually participating in the... And they were Minmatar corporations originally. I don't know why they were part of the Galente for a little while, but because each individual faction is in their own special war now, so if you're part of the Minmatar, you can go to Jeddah now. You're not kicked out of Jeddah anymore. So the Galente are the only group that cannot access Jeddah anymore. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up.
I didn't even notice that because as soon as they passed the laws that won't allow pirates to dock there, I was not able to go into Jeddah anymore.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the one thing is that we don't. I don't even go to Jeddah with my main, anyways. The interesting part though is that if you do go to Jeddah as a Mimitar and somebody is in a Mar and they go to Jeddah and they get into a fight with each other, they won't have any faction police, either of them, shooting at them. So it is kind of like, more of a war deck situation now for some of the empires, because you can go into areas of high sec, not get hunted down by the police, and your enemy faction won't be hunted down by their enemy police. So you can fight each other in those systems. So even though you can go to Jeddah, you shouldn't go to Jeddah. Like, just, both sides, all sides are going to be trying to kill the other people that are just being stupid and flying through and stuff like that. So I wouldn't suggest going to Jeddah if you're in faction warfare. You flagged yourself for faction warfare no matter what. Even if you're...
get an alt. Get your alt.
Yeah, even Keldari, there's Galente people who will go to Jeddah and kill people. Like, it's not huge. I don't believe it is even making the top 10 systems, but there's a lot of other systems that we have to kill. I know that people do kill in Jeddah. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk first about the FF4A.
The 9th annual FF4A from Stay Frosty.
Yeah, so Stay Frosty, Band of Brothers, or not Band of Brothers.
Band Apart.
Band Apart. Sorry, I apologize for that. They're very different organizations. So a Band Apart has, thrown this Frigate Free For All. Basically, they just give out a whole bunch of frigates to people to go out and die in.
Blow each other up in the system.
Yep. So CCP showed up. I got on my first CCP kill.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was my alt that got on it because Gwen had other plans.
Yeah, Gwen was stashed away in the system. So, first we're going to talk about kind of the beginning. The beginning was just a lot of like me and Gwen, a few other people joined us, and we were able to, just be a little band of dudes that just tried to find somebody to fight. And
then at some point, CCP landed on us. Was it CCP? Gosh, I forget the name.
Let me see here. So when was the date of that? That was Sunday.
3/11/23.
3/11/23. So let me see if I can find CCP Overlord in an H.
Overlord, yes, they landed on top of us, in a Crucifer, actually. I think, maybe an Atron as well.
It was an. I definitely got, or Heine got the Atron kill.
Yeah. Okay, it was an Atron. But yeah, that was fun. That was neat. They landed right on top of us. We were just flying around, and I don't remember what I was flying. Whatever they could. I think I was training into whatever they gave me at the time, like
yeah, because it was all just
and,
like T1 frigates, like T1 fits, T1 ammo, T1 everything. Mm-hmm. Each ship was worth like less than 1 million ISK. So they had like 1 billion ISK worth of ships that they gave out. But it was only 1 billion ISK worth, but they got thousands of ships blown up, which is just kind of cool. Like, it just was a lot of fun. I think you were flying a slasher at that time.
Slasher. Oh yeah, they gave me a slasher. Cool.
Yep, I was flying a slasher as well. Yeah, any big other notable kills? I think we got like a harpy at some point. Because other people were bringing other things. Yeah, we got a...
it was a jag.
Wolf. There was a
wolf.
Yep.
Hey, Red, what's up?
We, let's see. Bunch of, lots of frigate kills. Lots and lots of frigate kills. I lost my stealth bomber, of course.
I did get a cruiser kill.
When that happened. Oh, you got a... What cruiser did you kill?
Well, that was Gwen. So.
Oh yeah, well
We'll get
that'll
to that.
happen. So yeah, I think. Well, yeah. Tell us what happened. What was the
So
special event that you were participating in
the
during this
night
event?
before, as you can see, there's a Thani kill on your screen right now. Gwen's Thanatos, graciously donated by Stronghold Corp and Alazar. Thank you, sir, for that. It all started frozen about a year ago, while I was streaming, and Al, at the end of my stream, I mean, he's given me skins and stuff before to give away on the show, but this time he handed me a carrier, and I was like, bro, I can't even fly that. I'm like, it's a lot of skill books that I can't afford right now. And then I think he gave me the money for the skill books too, and basically just said, we're gonna fit this thing up with smart bombs, and you're gonna fly it into the FFA, the FF4A, the 9th annual band apart Frigate Free For All. And I was like, okay, yeah, absolutely. And so that's what I did the night before. I safe logged that said carrier in Uleta, and when we decided it was time, I let it go. I warped it in, and I started smart bombing until we figured I warped out around a couple of times, I think, and throughout the smart bombing, a lot of frigates got blown. I think I had 32 kills total, but there was a cruiser, and it was a thorax, I think. But as you can see here, eventually Snuff came and kind of shut the party down. But I was in Uleta smart bombing for almost 12 minutes before I got blown up.
Yeah, you got 32 kills.
32 kills. And if you see here, you'll see almost all of them are on my kill.
Yeah, so this was kind of like you were gonna kill, you killed 32 of these 100 million or 1 millionist frigates, give or take, and you killed like a cruiser, which is crazy because cruisers should be able to survive long enough to get the fuck away from the smart bomb.
Like I think I actually got the kill mail from that cruiser because he stayed.
Yeah.
And it actually, in the video that I have, you can see that the Thanatos did have almost 10 kill marks on it, before it got blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I think is also kind of fun about this is the guy that did top damage was actually from the network.
Yeah.
In his Redeemer. But there were some fun things inside here that if y'all didn't know, there were 3 corpses. So let's see. So first of all, it had all faction. I think they're Dark Blood large EMP smart bombs. So that's like 1 billion worth of smart bombs. This is incorrect. It was about a 5.8 billion ISK carrier. It was shield fit with dual reps and also hull tanked just for that extra bit of time. And there were 2 male corpses and 1 female corpse. The female corpse is, of course, Gwen. One of them was Frozen Fallout. The other one was the only copy that I have ever had of Quake's corpse.
Oh, wow. Rare corpse.
So that was, and I don't know which one dropped. I'm sure it got blown up anyway by smart bombs because fuck Snuff. There was lots of drugs and food, and none of the exotic dancers survived, RIP. And booze, yeah. And then it also had a ship hangar, a maintenance bay full of many frigates. So we had Atrons, Crucifers, Thrashers, Rifter. It didn't. Does it actually show? Yeah, 4 Thrashers. Okay, yeah. So it says, because they're all fit the same, for 9 Atrons. So yeah, there's a bunch of ships in there. T1 fits. I figured I'd just have there be like I think I named it Pinata.
Yeah,
when I went out there because I knew it was going to get blown up. I also insured it, so I committed insurance fraud and made 500 mil.
So does it just spawn those ships into space, or does that put it in a container?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know because Snuff was smart bomb. They smart bombed me afterwards, so they probably blew up a lot of stuff too. I wasn't on the field long enough to see what was going on. I need to see your footage still.
Oh yeah.
And so like if they were smart bombing, well, but this stuff would be in the wreck. So I don't know if the wreck got blown up. Let's put it that way. I don't know if the wreck got blown up or not, because there's no way of knowing that unless I can review the tapes. But it was a lot of fun. I would absolutely do it again if someone were to donate a carrier or something else.
Yeah, I shot your carrier. I was watching from a stealth bomber, and I was like, well, if he's going to go down, I'm going to shoot at him too.
Oh, yeah, you're on there. Let's see. Oh, you don't show up.
Yeah.
Oh, you were Kyle. Were you Kyle?
No, I was frozen.
Oh, is it just not? No, it doesn't. Huh, that's weird. Oh, there you are. Why wasn't that working before? Yeah,
Magic.
With the bomber. With torpedo launcher. Yep. Good stuff. It was a lot of fun. I would recommend that y'all go to the 10th annual next year. Who knows? Maybe Gwen will show up in another Thanatos. Maybe she'll show up in something else. But yeah, absolutely. I would actually put out another pinata there if someone wants to donate one. All the stuff, to be clear, all the stuff I put inside it is my stuff. But if someone donates the hull, I'll put all my stuff in there. And it wasn't expensive. Some of it had some sentimental value, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Lone Quake corpse is pretty fucking. That's sentimental, man. Sure.
It's in the video. At least you can see that that's what it was. At least nobody cared because fucking 0.0 had a stupid war on the same weekend.
Yeah.
So nobody gives a shit about the FF4A. We did. We do. So, but anyways.
So let's move on to talk about Enlistment. So I am super excited. We talked a little bit about this last week, and I just wanted to do a little bit more of a dive into this for this episode, and just kind of talk about, like, kind of, you know, banter about some ideas here. You know, just kind of what's been like so far that you kind of seen, and if you like, what are your thoughts on Enlistment?
So, interesting thing. My first experience with Enlistment, I was in a Spectre fleet. We did a Tau War fleet, and I went out with them, and I was out in 0.0 in Pureblind, I believe, where I got some fun kills. And I was in the fleet with a squid, but you know, we respected the purpleness, even though they I kept seeing them on my screen, going, "What the fuck?" You know, like I said, there's an orange next to me. Wait. Of course, after I died very quietly, I asked for the Pod Express, and of course, they were one of the first of the people to help me along my way. But while I was there,
buddy, we
ran into a Scorpion Navy issue that we played around with a bit. We didn't get to kill it or nothing. It didn't get any of us either. But it was a squid. It was a squid Scorpion Navy, which I was like, there's no way a squid Scorpion Navy would be out here. And I didn't know that Enlistment had started yet.
Oh, yeah.
And then it wasn't until afterwards I was like, oh, that makes sense now. You know, a test or fucking who's out there?
You know, Pandemic Horde.
Pandemic, yeah, it was Pandemic, I think. But also showed up as a squid, so that was Enlistment, and I didn't know, and there wasn't a huge announcement, which I think is leads to my other thoughts, which I think is something we both we sort of agree upon or share, is that there needed to be more talk about it. There was no talk. There was nothing. I was just like, wait, Enlistment exists? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm really surprised that this wasn't a huge part of the announcement. So there's the event that's going on, but you don't have to be part of faction warfare to be part of the event, and you kind of pick a side, and then you can even be in like the opposite. You can be in the Keldari faction warfare, and then had picked the Galente thing before signing up for Enlistment. I think that this event should have been tied to Enlistment personally. I think that you know, is kind of like really, like, you know, feels like it's limiting the event a lot, but I feel like it would have really pushed Enlistment by a whole bunch, even if it's just for people to check it out for a little bit. And then the event should have had more to do with plexing, taking a system, and stuff like that. I think there's
an intro to faction warfare.
Yeah, some kind of intro to faction warfare. There should be like a tutorial that goes over that, and it should have been like touted like with commercials, and even if it's just internal news thing like that is really put out there by CCP. I think this went kind of quietly for the amount of awesomeness that this is. Like, you can now join faction warfare and you don't have to be part of a faction warfare corporation. So I think that there's just more talk that needs to be done about this, and I'm interested to see, there is some people that I've seen in the Hey Style Star, and I think that there's a lot more potential that needs to come out of this. I think there needs to be more special events and more things that are going on in EVE that really push for this concept of enlistment. The one thing that I think it does, though, is like, what is the reason to be a faction warfare corporation now?
Yeah, it's and we discussed this last Wednesday when you were like, maybe we should just switch to enlistment. And I think also you're allowed to put restrictions on your corp's enlistment, right? So like you could we could set them up so that they could only join Galmil or Min-Mill, whatever we decide, right?
Right.
So yeah, I mean there really isn't, like, I don't see much of a point unless it's like RP.
There's RP, it's kind of like hardcore mode, kind of thing, where like you have the more at stake because your assets can get locked away, especially if there's asset safety involved, which I have a couple of things back in freaking asset safety.
I still have a bunch of shit in asset safety right now as well.
Yeah, so it's asset safety is definitely a thing that gets you affected really bad by being locked out. Other than that, you can kind of use your ult to go pick up your stuff. But not being able to dock and not be able to access that stuff until you leave faction warfare, until you leave the corporation that you're in, or your corporation leaves faction warfare, kind of sucks. Enlistment is way better. I think that a much better way of going about it. So I think that they should give something special to the corporations.
And
alliances. I think it should be the LP tax.
LP bonus or something. Yeah.
Well, LP tax or an LP bonus. Yeah, that would be also kind of a nice thing. Maybe if everybody gets the LP tax, which
LP tax is nice too. Yeah, so that we can get a small bit of, so the corp pools. Then you would have to have like a corporation LP wallet, I guess, for that.
Well, it's already tied into the wallet, basically. Like, all that LP stuff is inside of the wallet now.
Yeah, but you can only have individual LP. You can't have corporate.
Right,
LP,
but they can make. That's the whole point. Is making corporate LP basically.
Can make corporate LP add a tax, but that's only for faction warfare corporations. And yeah, I would say maybe some tax relief, or what do they call it? Government assistance.
Well, subsidies.
Like the Galmil should subsidize, so that we get a little bit more LP. So like if you're in a corp, so it's like, it should be like you should feel taxed. You should feel taxed whether you're not, if you're just enlisted, like you don't get as much. And then if you're in a corp that is a faction warfare corp, then you can tax within reason, but then you get a bonus. So like the corp could choose whether or not they put the tax low enough to where they would still make more LP if you joined a corp versus enlisting.
Well, that's an interesting thing too, because if there is a corporate tax, which is something that they have talked about wanting to implement, a corporate tax on LP. Currently, there is a tax that you get for like bounties and stuff like that, and I believe that the Faction Warfare NPC Corporation doesn't have that. There is definitely a lot of, yeah, and definitely check out Steve underscore TV. Yeah,
he is famous because he joined Golden Age Stories. So join Golden Age Stories.
Yes.
Infamous, my bad.
But yeah, I think that there's some things that can be done where, you know, if you join the NPC Corporation, there's like a 10% LP tax. If you join a enlistment, there's a 10% LP tax, and then let corporations that are part of faction warfare and just part of faction warfare be able to tax LP. The thing is, if they're going to do that big feature for taxing LP, they're going to give it to everybody. But I think that the one thing maybe is that they don't get to tax faction warfare LP, and that there's an LP sinkhole that is created.
Oh yeah, that's what you're saying. Because there's you can earn LP through mission running. So not faction warfare mission running, but mission running,
like level
before
4
faction
mission,
warfare.
regular
level security 4, level 4 mission,
or ratting or whatever.
Or ratting, yeah. So for LP, for that, if they would probably implement that as a tax as well, or the potential for that. So yeah, if they do that though, yeah, I think it should be the faction warfare one should be exclusive.
I think I really like actually your idea though, because they're probably not going to make it exclusive, just knowing CCP. You know, I feel like that it's just going to be, everybody's going to be getting this, and it's going to be and they're not going to do any special weird stuff with it where like, you know, if you're part of enlistment, you get taxed or something like that. But I'd really like the idea that if you're part of a faction warfare corporation, you get a bonus to your LP for not just being enlisted, because of enlisted there should be a difference between enlisted and non-enlisted people. I think that there should be, you know, there needs to be, I like the idea also of like a vote. That we get to vote on some stuff, you know, like each individual corporate member that's not alpha, that's an omega account, even having 3 of your characters inside it if you want, but like that there's, because right now we already have a vote for CMS. Maybe we need a vote for like leaders of the different factions that are player run, you know, like that, you know, a player actually gets to be involved in making strategic decisions. Oh,
that's a good one. Yeah,
just similar kind of
like high commanders or whatever of each militia.
Or maybe that we get 4 permanent seats on the CMS council, and the vote is done within your own militia. I think that would be kind of an interesting kind of thing. But it would be, there just needs to be something special that goes to people that are running faction warfare corporations, I think. I don't necessarily, the only thing that I have seen that seems to be something of an issue that's going on right now is that there was something about authentication issues with people that were enlisted to like verify that they are part of the Galente militia, and getting them access to like Discord channels and stuff like that.
Oh yes, that would be a problem. Authenticating like Discords and stuff like Galmil, because they have a very special or a very specific setup where you have to authenticate your Discord and show that your character is indeed in Gal Militia, and so that might be confusing if it's not working properly.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's able to like. I've heard some issues with that. And
actually,
that's the big one that I've been kind of seeing. And so I don't want to pull us out right now.
Speaking to that, I use a lovely little tool called was it Pirate's Little Helper?
Yep.
Hold up. Yeah, Eve, Pirate's Little Helper. And the thing about that is when I took to like the main factions on my eyes, I'll add them as blue or red accordingly. But even still, if someone's corporation, I'm not adding every single player-owned corporation to Blue, because they could switch out anytime they want. So, and this is talking Intel here. And so when I copy and paste all of the current locals into the Pirate's Little Helper, it'll show in a section, the Caldari or the Galmil, Minmil, or the Marmil logo, indicating that they are part of that militia, regardless of whether I've marked them blue or red or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But with Enlistment, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work, and that's not getting updated.
We saw that happen. Yeah, we saw that happen today on the gate camp, because I did not see any Galmil logos pop up in my intel in Pirate's Little Helper, and when he came through, he was enlisted, so he was blue to us, and thus safe from our gate camp for now.
Yep. Yeah, no, exactly. That's an interesting kind of thing. I haven't seen ganking going up because of this, because mainly you have to maintain good faction standing individually in order to
be enlisted.
Yep, so you can be enlisted, which is, I guess, that's another.
You mean AWOXing? You're not saying
right? Not really seeing any AWOXing. What did I say?
You said ganking, but
oh yeah,
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, AWOXing.
AWOXing, yeah, it didn't go up because you still have to maintain faction. You still have to maintain a good
Actually, we've seen it go down quite a bit, because now the Minmatar...
Because the Minmatar can't flex and steal our LP anymore.
Right, and they show up as neutral now, not as friends. So...
oh, yes, absolutely.
If they come into our Plex, they're fair game to shoot. We can, and it's not AWOXing at that point. It's actually doing the right thing. So
doing the right thing,
shooting each other
because
you're not friendly.
Is AWOXing doing the wrong thing? I don't know.
It
depends.
For the most part.
Yeah, we don't shoot blues in our corp.
It's frowned upon.
I'm just making Boss Mang nervous.
You like to shoot people that are fucking with you, and that's fine.
I will. If someone fucks with me, I will shoot them.
But yeah, so I think that does kind of point out one good thing, is that if you join a faction warfare corporation and you have negative standing with the Caldari, you can still join a Galente. So if you did, crimes to NPCs before, and then really wanted to join up with your buddies over in a Galente corporation, the only way they'd be able to do that is by joining a Galente faction warfare corporation. Any corporation that they join, it doesn't go off of that corporation's standings. It goes off your own personal standings.
Yeah.
So I guess there is one small thing, I think, for the Galente, or for a small reason to join your corporation, which probably will be enough to keep from
switching us
out. Because anybody can join our corporation. Even if you have negative standings, as long as it's not dropping us into the negatives, I think we're fine then.
Trip T says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen."
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Trip T. And also, I want to point out, Style Star said that they want to be famous too. That was when I mentioned
Style Star, you should join. Join us and come and murder people.
I feel terrible right now, Nick. It could be the weed, but Styler Star, your name sounds familiar, but have we met?
I think you guys might have met. I'm not sure. I don't know.
But welcome either way.
But yeah,
I haven't been on the last couple.
Style Star is awesome. Okay. So let's go ahead though and jump over. We're gonna do the last. Let's just try and do a quick 8-minute kind of review here. We're gonna take a look at the top kill board. So kind of just a general overview. If you want to go up a little bit, I just want to look at. Oh no, yeah, okay. So characters, there's 813 different characters that are participating in faction warfare for the Galente now. That's quite a big jump, and it does include enlisted numbers here. You show up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so because I've seen like Shadow Cartel is definitely not part of faction warfare as a corporation, but it looks like a bunch of them are killing people. So there's 223 corporations that are involved in faction warfare for the Gallente, and on our
that's
side
probably
now,
gone up
that's a huge
because of enlistment.
Yeah, 63 alliances. Yeah, I mean, it was lucky to have like 10, before.
So these numbers are looking good because of enlistment, I would say.
Yeah, 7,984 total kills and losses. Can you go click on kills here real quick? I just want to see for the past 7 days what the kills are.
4,985.
4,985. So solid amount of killing that's going on out there. These are in enlisted numbers, so you can see that according to faction warfare, like Z-kill kind of data, enlistment, even though it hasn't been touted a whole bunch, has not been, you're not seeing like insane numbers. Like there's like 153 people, I think, last I checked, just a little while ago, that were in the Gallente faction warfare. I know that Caldari have probably skyrocketed. Actually, can we do a real quick comparison to the Caldari? Can you find the Caldari real quick? I should have brought that up too. I thought.
I know an easy way to do that. Let me just look through my killboard and find a Caldari that I've killed recently. There we go, State Protectorate. That wasn't too hard.
Yeah, and go to the Caldari state for the faction, because this is just their corporation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1,384 characters, and what was ours?
800.
So
something.
Yeah. So you're seeing quite a bit of a change up in the amount of
815.
815 characters. All right. So
real quick, Alice, can you now individually join faction warfare but still be in an alliance or a corp? Yes, that's what enlistment is. Alliance that isn't in faction warfare, because in saw kill mill that was quite confusing. Yes, you did see a kill mill that was quite confusing because CCP didn't fucking tell anybody anything about enlistment. Like nobody said anything. It just started happening. But yes, enlistment, that's the reason why you're seeing that anybody, if they have a positive enough towards that faction, can enlist in that faction and still be in whatever corporate alliance they're in.
Yeah. Yep, that's it's something they really should have talked about more.
Yeah, it's a great thing to do, but they should have said more about it.
If you go to so this includes the carrot. So 815 is 815 people that have got on a kill mail or lost a ship.
Yes, and so
Gallente are still being outnumbered quite a bit. Not quite 2-to-1. But 1 to 1.5 basically, in numbers. That has a lot to do with JITA.
Abby says CCP never gives info with an angry emoji.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this should have been like sung from the hilltops. I think this should have been the number one.
Huge. I mean, just looking at the numbers right now, the difference between what we had before, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, go back to I'm talking like 300 or something like that. If you'd go back before faction warfare got its update. After it got its update, it was still up in the.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I want to say over 500 or something like that.
I don't know. So you guys can go to our previous episodes and find that out yourselves.
Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, whatever. Anyways.
No. So I'm just saying. Hey, it's a reason for people to listen to the backlog, Frozen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So go to see. We're a live show, but we had a backlog. You can go back and watch.
So why don't you give us the top 10 characters of the Gallente Federation, or yes, the Gallente Federation, the faction warfare top 10 killers.
As a mouthful. Yes. So Rise Sharante at 264. That's a lot of kills. Tara Absu 260. Lucian Lockhart, we know them, 158. Nazarick at 135. Young Puke at 127. That's kind of low for Young Puke. He must be too busy running things now that he's got so many. That he's taken over the fleets and stuff. Graf von Ortho, 127. Do you think he likes to fly Orthruses? I don't know. Jarhead, 285, 120. Alexis Crane Sharvas at 112. Corruptified at 111. Robot Computer 103. Those are some big numbers. I like them. The last 7 days for the top 10 characters in Galmil. I'm interested though. I do want to know this before we move on. Really quick, I want to open this up and see. We Form Blob. We Form Blob are not in Faction Warfare, are they?
No, that is definitely not a faction. If you click on the alliance, you can say this is an enlisted person, and that
this is an enlisted person. So this enlisted. So this is one thing that I want to talk about really quick. We got these enlisted motherfuckers coming in and taking over our killboard. What's going on? We gotta do something about that. Oh, we got some more action here. Tripty, if you like solo, small gangs, ship fighting, and a lot of fun, join Faction Warfare. Yes, absolutely. Stylist Star. Right time to head off, but hope to see you again. Golden Age Stories, have a great stream, as I know you anyway. Have a good one, Stylist Star. And Tripty says, thanks for reminding me about the THC. Hacking is easier. Oh, I want more THC.
So, the...
what were we doing? Sorry.
So, talking about how, they're coming in and dominating the kill board because they get 0.0 kills on top of faction warfare kills. And 0.0 will see more action that'll be out there for bigger fleet fights. Your medium-sized 100-man fights and stuff like
actually,
that. So you can get more kill mills sometimes.
Oh yes. Okay. Yes. Look at this guy's kill board.
Yeah. It's,
that's stupid. Come on.
Yeah, a bunch of them are fraternity.
Fuck off with that bullshit.
That's a lot of solo though. Look at that solo.
There's zero solo. Look again.
Oh no, that's not.
That says 100 plus.
Not 100. Yeah, 100 plus on there. Sorry, not solo. I was like, every one of those is solo. Yeah, those are all 100 plus people on that kill. And you know this
guy has 11 solo kills. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that. So that grinds my gears a little bit. I gotta say that grinds my gears a little bit because now you're mixing in this 100 plus kill 0.0 bullshit that takes away all of our glory when we do some crazy shit at the FF4A. Come on, man. I'm a little annoyed by that.
Yeah, cool. That you'll have that. Let me go over the top 10.
I like really quick though. Abby said the kills should only count if they are acquired in the war zone. That's a lot of work on Z kills part though.
Our part.
Or our part. Yeah. Well, speaking as like a developer though, if the API. I guess you know what? Fuck it. CCP could fix that bullshit.
CCP doesn't need to do anything. CCP already gives you the location. If you built a kill board that only showed kills that were happening inside of the war zone that belonged to that faction.
There we go. Let's make this happen. Let's talk to people at Z-Kill, and we'll get the faction warfare Z-Kill board.
Right. Well, I think you can feed their API into stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, you can. I have done it before. It is possible. Okay, let's make it. I can program
that's something we need to program. Yeah, I guess
I could build that.
Yeah, maybe that's something that we could do for the show. That would be kind of cool. That would kind of zero out some of this stuff that is going on in 0.0 and talk more about just the war zone.
We can make it our own thing. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Encyclopedia Metallum. It's a ridiculous website that shows all like the metal bands, but they exclude a lot of bands that I would still consider metal because they're so purist. Advanced search low sec. Yeah, no, obviously you could do that, like if you like yourself, but I mean, who's doing those? Like, not everybody's doing those advanced searches in Zkill. So,
but even with that, it would be a lot of. It's more than just low sec though. Then you have to go into. I don't know. Yeah, we could possibly figure it out. But I think
figure it out.
yeah, we'll look into that for the future.
I did it once before. I did write an intelligence program a long time ago, frozen, when I was in Intel in 0.0, and I wrote it to interface with Zkill.
There we go. We can do this. All right, so let's take a look at the top 10 corporations. So there's Jurassicus Rex Incorporated.
Very close. I give you a hint here. Look at me. What's this?
Jerkosaurus.
Jerkosaurus. There we go.
Jerkosaurus Rex. Incorporated. 827 kills
at the top.
At the very top, really wrecking it out there. And I believe that is a faction warfare corporation.
No, they are absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll check it. Let's verify.
Yeah, just click into them.
Yes, Gal Federation.
Yep. So the corporation. So this is not enlistment stuff, but we will see some enlistment ones coming up here, but not right away. Network at the the Federation Defense Union at the very.
You jumped a little
second.
there.
Yes, I apologize. Federation Defense Union at 634, coming in second place. Then we got Wallet Tanked at 400.
Wallet Tanked. I like that name.
That's a good. That's how you tank it. Just put more money.
We're a little Wallet Tanked here.
Yeah. Then we have Fliet Pizza Delivery at 334. Did I say 403 for Wallet Tanked?
I want to point something. The Fliet Pizza Delivery, they have the best pizza in Black Grass.
Oh yeah, and Essence as well.
And yeah, I don't give a shit about Essence though.
That's where we live.
Wait, we live in Essence? Oh, fuck.
You bangers.
Wait, I'm still thinking about like Black Rise, man. It's like right next door.
That's notorious. It is right next door, but it is a region away. That's like saying that I live in Wisconsin, but you can just say that you're living in Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got Noir Dot at 274, coming in at fifth place. Sixth place is Aderon Robotics at 235. So all of these, I believe Wallet Tanked. Can we double check that? But I think Wallet Tanked is also a faction warfare.
No, they're fucking We Form Blob.
They are We Form Blob. All right, so they're enlisted people.
Enlistment bullshit.
But that's still not,
Enlistment bullshit.
We'll see. One thing that we'll see is when we take a look at systems to see if there's any 0.0 on there, and then maybe look at that.
There will be.
I'm pretty sure, but I don't think there'll be a lot. I think it'll most be actually low sec. All right, so coming in next is TNGF at 228, Hungary at 226 kills, Diplomatic Immunity at 200. I declare diplomatic immunity. And
headshot.
Percussus Resurgo at 163.
So, real quick before we get into the top alliances here, Saki. What are the best, most active low-sec corps these days? Well, I mean, we're talking about faction warfare, so I'm going to say in faction warfare right here. Come on. Golden Age stories. Federation Frontline. No, we Horngry and Network and Fliet Pizza Delivery.
I mean, we're basically going over them right here. You want to join up with the good guys? These are the different
Galente Militia. Galmil. So, top alliances we got here. Sedition coming in at the very top with 1,179. The Network in second place with 538. We Form 403. Of Essence 336. Pirate Lords of War. Hey, wait, those guys are enlisted too, aren't they?
Pirate Lords of War might be enlisted.
Let's fucking find out. Yep,
that's enlistment.
That's enlistment. And then Aderon Robotics 235, Shadow Cartel, motherfucker. That's enlisted.
Yeah, Shadow Cartel. Definitely enlistment. They are not.
Dock workers, 135. Federation front line. Who are those guys? 132. Scary wormhole people, 102. That's got to be an enlistment. Yeah, scary wormhole people is an enlistment.
But I still think that, give a little bit of a shout out to them for at least joining the harshest faction to join that you can't.
Yeah. Join the underdog. I mean, the guys that get the most action.
Yeah, I mean, we got plenty of targets. Plenty of targets.
Plenty of targets.
All right, let's take a look at the top 10 ships that are used by the Gallente. No surprise at all. The Federation Navy Comet coming in at number 1 at 549. The Federation Frigate, which is an NPC that you'll see inside of Plexes and stuff like that, does get in around 398 kills. That could be Gallente being on there as well, but that could also be a neutral killing a squid. And then there's a few other cases out there that might make it so that it can get in on some kills. Then the Federation Destroyer. The next real ship, though, is the Executor Navy issue at 359.
It's a great ship.
Yeah, very awesome. Then we've got the next real ship is the Catalyst Navy issue at 259. Yeah.
Also a very fun ship to fly.
Yeah. No, So Abby, nope. It's coming in what? Third place? Fourth place? No, third place. Third place for the Catalyst Navy issue. So Comet, then the Executor, then the Catalyst Navy issue, then the Tristan. Great
Tristan's
ship.
The great T1. It's probably one of the best. It's the best T1
Galmil.
It's the best T1 Galmil ship.
No,
I can't say that because the Atron is pretty fucking awesome.
Atron is pretty great, but not on the top.
Nobody flies it anymore. Yeah.
No, because the Comet is a better Atron.
Yes. Although I've never, I wouldn't say never, but I rarely ran into a rail Atron.
Yes, because you can't really do because that's why attrition is or a Fed Navy Comet is just better. Of course, the Fed Navy Comet is like 10 times more expensive, but
yeah, but
only
it's still pretty
cheap. in the hull base. But the ships, a lot of your cost comes from your T2 guns and stuff like that. So T2 items, which can
and if your Z drone
not much of a difference. It's only like twice as much more expensive to fly a Comet, so you might as well fly a Comet.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we've got the Augur Navy issue, which is a great bait ship.
It's my battleship mission runner tackle. It's my battleship. Like if someone comes through in a battleship, I'm gonna stop him with one of those. It has a battleship tank. It's insane.
Yeah,
you could get.
Well,
I've seen it.
A little bit under usually what a good battleship can get, but you can get it
frozen.
Close.
Recently, I think it was. I don't know if it was Rulan, but someone gave me a fit. 145k EHP passive.
Yeah,
brick. That's insane. That is almost as much as my hull tanked Praxis.
Right. That's crazy.
Insane.
That's crazy. Coming in last, but not least, on our top of the kill board here is the Imperial Navy Slicer at 198 kills. So where are the Gallente fighting, Samson? Are they fighting in 0.0 primarily?
In 10th. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, in 10th place, yes. LXQ2 TAC T. There's 101 kills. The very end.
That's it. That's for 0.0, right?
That's 0. Is that's? I mean, that means 0.0, right?
Yep.
The TAC.
Yep.
Okay.
So, but all the other ones are all low sec.
Yes, everything is low sec. Devin, First place, 1,254. Aboon, 579. Abanal, 358. Hades, 223. Fliet, 187. Renaril, 159. Abazon, 150. Wondercycan, 122. Nagamanon, 116. So but here's the thing. I'm predicting right now, when I see you on the show next week, that there's gonna be more low sec in this forecast. There's gonna be, more 0.0 in this forecast than this one system. I think it's going to happen.
So you think, well, because enlistment is happening, you think most of the people that are... See, the thing about that, though, is
not most, but there's going to be more.
There's going to be more, okay. I think I agree with that. As it spreads, it's going to spread a little bit more. The interesting thing, though, is that a lot of people, I think, will be dipping in and out of enlistment more.
That's true. That is true.
So they're just not going to be around when it changes, like, you know, so, or when they you know, when they're doing stuff out in 0.0 primarily, they're going to drop their faction warfare enlistment a lot, and because it'll be weeks and months of them hanging out there, and then they'll be like, I have an itching to come do faction warfare and be enlisted and be in. So
you think we'll get spurts, maybe whatever the seasons are for wars in 0.0, we're going to see like a roller coaster effect for those.
Yeah, I think so to a certain degree on that as well. But just overall, there's just an ebb and flow of, you know, I'm going to do 0.0 stuff. I'm going to go check out faction warfare. I'm interested to see how many people keep their flag up all the time. Because especially since you're only kicked out of one empire now instead of two empires.
It's a lot
possible,
easier.
It's possible that maybe you'll just keep your flag up all the time. But will that, if you know you do keep your flag up all the time, is that going to cause inter-alliance problems?
It will eventually, and I want to see that, and it'll be hilarious.
I know it's going to cause some, you know, in some there's got to be some at some point that people are going to start shooting each other over that are in the same alliance that have picked different corporation or different factions for their corporation, and they have a lot of enlisted people, and they just stumble upon each other.
Or the same, what's the player thing above alliance? Coalition. The same coalition.
Yeah, the same coalition is going to be another level of diplomatic.
Because the coalition, that's not going to override your overview. I think maybe alliance.
Well, you can. It's blue. I mean, if you can set it if you want to override.
True, but I guess what I'm saying is by default, anything in our alliance, in our corp, in my fleet is going to be in my blue tab. Like that's a common thing. I think that's common.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all about running into enemies, though. So where's the war target in all of that? And I think war target is usually one of the highest levels of. Okay,
true. But if they're in your fleet, and I just learned this because of enlistment, if they're in your fleet, in our current, our whatever the overview we use, which is a pretty standard one, war targets go to the blue tab if you're in a fleet with them.
Yes. Well, they go to the fleet is above war target. That is more important that you're in a fleet than it is that you're a war target, which I'm not sure if that works out for blue, though. I think blue is below by default, and it's all about the default because that's where diplomatic incidents.
Diplomatic immunity.
No, diplomatic incidents will be happening. So
we're hiring. We need Diplo. We don't have Diplos, I don't think.
No. But you can see that primarily a lot of the fighting is happening in Devon. Devon right now is at 85.6% contested by the Caldari. The Caldari are trying to take Devon, moving in on Fliet. That's where the concentration of fighting has primarily been. We were going to talk maybe a little bit more, but I think we're running out of time here. We're kind of over already. So I'm just gonna kind of go through maybe the war zone here and kind of highlight some of the more bigger fighting
smalls.
Systems. Of course, there is a Boon. Abune is at 60% contested right now, owned by the Galente. A lot less likely to fall here. Devon is looking really shaky. Onasikin is pretty fine at 36.8% contested. Talanin is Talanin's actually being pushed by the Galente here at 69.8% contested. We were told to take Talanin by CCPs, the NPCs of the Galente want a boon to be held, Devon to be held, and Talanin to be taken. We've got an objective that was sent out about that. So we are pushing that objective. 69.8% still is a long way from being 69.
Moist.
36, the 36% when we've got Onasikin is almost nothing. Negamenon at only 15.8%. All that pressure, everybody's in Devon right now. Over 1,000 kills in the last 7 days that are just from. That's Galente killing 1,000 people or different ships of some sort in Devon. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's been really great to join up. Sedition has been running. As you saw, they were at some of the top of the kill board there. And I do know Albanal is also having some fighting that's definitely happening over there. 86.9% contested.
Yeah, they were in third place for the top systems.
Yeah, there is definitely the three main ones are Devon, Aboon, and Albanal is where pretty much all of the fighting is taking place. That I've been seeing. That's where people want to shoot each other for sure. So if you're not in faction warfare, get into it. To be clear,
we want to shoot each other in every system. So just come to Yvanger.
Yeah, come to Yvanger, everybody. Let's just shoot. Let's fight. But if you're not in faction warfare, get in faction warfare. If you still want to find somebody to shoot at, you can still come to faction warfare space. You just won't get LP. But LP especially for newbies.
It's a good way to make money.
Way better than level 4 mission running. Unless you got some crazy blinged out perfect setup and you're already stressing your ass out over making sure you do the missioning perfectly. Even then, way better. Even then, it's still way better to do faction warfare missions, or not missions, flexing. You'll get so much in battlefields.
I mean, you could get PvP so too. Like you get LP, but you also get the possibility for PvP,
right?
Which you don't get with I don't know, like Abyss running, for example.
Right. Abyss running is also really stressful for me. I don't like Abyss running.
Disconnect.
It's happened to me too many times without doing Abyssal running that I know it'll happen to me while I'm Abyssal running if I do Abyssal running, so I'm not doing that. I think that's a good wrap up of the last week tonight. So Eve in a nutshell.
Galmil, Eve in a nutshell.
So thank you all for watching. If you're interested in joining up with the war effort, put in an application to Golden Age Stories in game. If you can also catch us live on Twitch every Sunday at 2300 Eve time. That's about 5 p.m. Central time. Actually, I think, hasn't it changed now? It is. I
don't know. What does it say in the corner there for what time it is in Eve client?
It starts at 2200 now. I got to change that because
2200. Yeah, because it's 2322 right now. Yeah, I realized that my eyes were still logged on and I clicked over.
Yeah, so hot edit here. You can watch us live on Twitch every Sunday at 2200 Eve time. That's 5 p.m. Central time. And if you did miss the show live, you can watch the recording on our podcast, Federation Frontline. You can find that on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, pretty much any podcasting platform out there. You can also get the recordings off of Twitch, of course. You can always check out our website, thefederationfrontline.com, for more information about our alliance, our podcast, and EVE Online, as well as our friends. If you have news that you'd like us to talk about on the show, or if you'd like to be a guest, if you'd like us to talk about an after-action report, or you just love us to tell some kind of story, here on the news. Go ahead and hit me up in-game, Frozen Fallout. Thank you and have a great night.
Good night, New Eden. Good night, New Eden.
There we go.